Perfect day to be out in the greenhouse. It's cool, but it's sunny. So that means in the greenhouse it's nice and warm, and it's warmed up enough in here that I can water and it's not going to majorly drop down the temperature of the greenhouse. So I'm out here. I've done the cleanup, last week, but now it's time to actually plant some stuff into the ground. I saw some of my wild radishes popping up out of the ground, so I know that it's safe to plant those cooler temperature crops in here in the greenhouse because it's going to be even warmer, even more protected than it is out in the garden. We're really excited to do this because the whole plan of the greenhouse was to be able to get those shoulder season crops. It wasn't just to get that extra heat in the summer, to get that boost on tomatoes and eggplants and peppers. It was really to get that fall, winter, spring season to actually produce some stuff for us. So we failed on the fall, but we're here, we're about to go for spring, and I think with the crops that I'm picking, I'll be able to get them in and get them out before I have to plant in my seedlings. Here's those radishes in there. This spot is a little bit sheltered because it's just beside the compost, but these have been up for a couple days. These are getting close to putting on their first set of true leaves. So this is a good sign. This is exciting. This means spring is here.
what exactly did I plant in here is probably a good question. So on the row that is the closest to the outside edge of the greenhouse, I planted some turnips. These are the turnips that actually overwintered in our garden. So I was pretty happy with how quickly and how well they grow, even in the cool weather. So I'm confident that these will be fine in the ground now. I planted them the closest to the edge because these are a 45-day crop. So these might need to stay in the greenhouse a little bit longer than some of the other stuff. So with it being close to the edge, when I plant like tomatoes or something in there, I'll be able to leave them when I have the seedlings in. I won't have to pull them to plant my tomatoes in, and that'll give them a little bit of extra time if they need it. The next two rows, these two here, and this extends for the entire length of the greenhouse. I planted full rows of all these crops just to keep it easy, but in the first row here, I did icicle short top radish. This is a long, skinny white radish, and this is the first time that we've tried this, but I'm excited. I really like cylindrical crops just because you get more for the square footage because, you know, they go deep. And we have nice light soil, so everything always is willing to grow deeply. So I'm experimenting with this as a short season daikon substitute that, you know, it's supposed to be able to grow early. So we'll see how that one goes. And then on this row here, I planted French breakfast radish. This is our absolute favorite radish. We love this one. It's a long, skinny radish, and it has a red tip and then a white top, and the greens are really good on it. Basically, we like all parts of this radish. So, you know, I'm probably gonna grow a couple rows of this out in the garden too, and then we'll just, you know, we'll be drowning in radishes. I can pickle some up. The final crop that I grew in this one closest to the edge, because this will be something that it's not like I just come and I crop it out. I want to be able to come and pick at it because it's green. This is a giant red mustard green, and these are a really tasty green. Ian and I aren't huge fans of salad, but we really like the bite and the tenderness of this green. So definitely glad to have a whole row of this. And yet again, it's one of those 45-day ones. So if I want to get stuff planted in here because it's kind of closer to the edge, I should be good to go. So excited to have a bunch of this. Then over on this side of the greenhouse, I only planted half of this bed because the other half, the half that I'm kept closest to the path here, is going to be for the starts that I've been doing. And, you know, they need another week or two before I plant them in. But I planted the far side because I want to be able to easily reach this closer side for planting. But in here, I planted a pak choy. This is Jade Spring, and I planted this one in the middle here because this is a quick crop. This is something that'll grow fast, and then I can just crop it out and eat it. And then the other crop that I grew is a salad blend, and this is a 60 to 80 day crop. I'm definitely not going to give it 80 days in here. I might just crop it out as baby greens if it's not growing fast enough for me. But I did it the closest to the edge again because this will have either eggplants or tomatoes kind of planted in between these two drip hoses. So yet again, this salad can stay when I have seedlings planted in and grow a little bit longer, and then it'll give it a little bit extra time. But, you know, we're not huge salad eaters, but I'm interested to see how this grows in the spring in the greenhouse, and then we can always donate it away. And, you know, everyone loves salad, even if we don't, so it won't be hard to get rid of this.
Well, I think you can see why I definitely like direct seeding. The amount of time that it took me to do 3/4 of the greenhouse that I'm going to be planting out is the amount of time that it took me to build and seed the blocks for that other 1/4 section of my greenhouse that I'm experimenting with doing the starts and seeing if they grow any quicker. Having planted all this definitely has me not super excited for how long it's going to take to actually plant in the seedlings of the other stuff once I get it going. You know, I'm interested in doing the experiment of growing a lot of stuff into a seedling before planting it into the ground rather than direct seeding like I normally do. But you know, as I get out here and plant direct seed into the ground for the first time of the year, I'm reminded why I always do that and why, you know, we may be going back to the old way in future years after this experiment. But, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if the production makes up for the time investment.